Oh, here's the other thing. Here's the other thing, right? This stuff takes time sometimes, right? So sometimes it can happen really fast, right? Let me see the rings real quick.
Throwing money in the head, throwing money in the head.
None of bling and stunt on nobody, but he's been there. He can help you there. Now, I don't know what your boss is doing or how much they make or what they're wearing, and they don't need a ring, right? They don't need a ring. He doesn't even wear rings, right?
Right.
It's just to show that it's possible.
Yeah, we gotta inspire other people that they can do the same thing.
Right.
When let me tell you the story, Tony.
So we gotta flip this over so we can see, make sure we're in frame. There you go.
Tony brought up a good point about not seeing that as possible and not having to wear the rings, and it's about inspiring people.
Right.
See, Tony, when I first was in the last company, I drove a Honda Accord.
Yeah.
It was beat up, had some rust spots, it was dented, and I didn't care. That didn't matter to me. What mattered to me was where I was going in life and what was in my bank account. And but I had learned, as one of my mentors told me, that's the first thing people see is the car. Yeah. And unfortunately, they follow those things. They follow the watches, they follow the car, they follow the jewelry, but they won't follow facts. Mm-hmm. And so, he said, Malcolm, people used to be embarrassed. When you take your car, like parking around the corner to a meeting and stuff like that, I parked it right out front. I didn't care.
Yeah.
But I learned you have to do what works to inspire the people.
Right.
And so I went out that next month. I bought a Hummer and a BMW cash, and everything was history. And then a couple months later, we bought the dream home and the whole 9 yards. But folks, we had to do that to inspire that hopefully you guys will come along for the ride. So make sure you pay attention to some facts and listen to people and look at the pluses and the minuses, but don't wait too long, because right now, Surge is hitting that momentum.
Right. And okay, last I'm gonna put in with this clip, what happens when you wait 8 months? Tell me what happens when you wait 8 months.
Yeah. In the last company I was in, I was actually joined the same time as a good friend of mine. Now, she was homeless, she was struggling, she needed the money. I didn't need the money. I was working already in the entertainment industry, and I was okay. But she went to work, and I didn't. And 8 months later, I decided to go to work. Well, I outworked her. And in the next couple of years, she made $10 million, and I made $2 million. See, I lost $8 million because I waited 8 months. That's $1 million a month. But Tony, that's $1,500 an hour if you do the math. And that's why books like Think and Grow Rich and all the books on wealth talk about don't procrastinate. Work with what you have, understanding that better things will come as you go along. Because if you're not moving forward, a lot of people make the mistake of thinking they're just sitting still. You're really moving backwards because the world don't wait.
Yep. So procrastinate if you want. I'm just saying there's consequences. And you don't get a do-over, right?
You don't get a do-over.
You don't get a do-over.
Procrastination is the greatest nation on earth.
Yeah. Don't be scared. Just go. Just go.
All right.
Appreciate it, man.
All right. See you tomorrow.
All right.
You give life what you say you must.